Funding for D-News has been provided by the Cal and Lucille Redmond Institute for Entertainment Industry Studies.
Coming up, lacrosse, a cappella, Project Runway, on this episode of D-News.
Hello and welcome to D-News. I'm Sloan Spurlock. The recent Miss Philadelphia pageant featured a host of local college students and one contestant with a story that may surprise you.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be Miss America? I went behind the scenes at the 2013 Miss Philadelphia pageant and found out that it may be harder than you think.
Competing is a lot of work. I think people underestimate how much we put into this, especially when we're working when scholarship money's at stake.
Providing over $50 million in scholarships, the Miss America organization gives women the platform to speak for a cause that's close to them. And for Julia, a 19-year-old Westchester University sophomore, it's a little too close.
I would love to raise more awareness of my platform, Brave to Believe, empowering children with cystic fibrosis.
Battling cystic fibrosis for most of her life, Julia faces even more challenges than the average pageant contestant.
I get up a half hour earlier just to do therapy. This morning I got up half hour earlier to put on my vest and do my nebulizer. I brought my nebulizer with me. I've been doing it backstage. So it is an added layer of stress, but I'm here for that reason.
Julia finished third runner-up in Miss Philadelphia, but is still eligible to advance toward the Miss America pageant. And from recording artist to philanthropist, she doesn't let her challenges get in the way of being just an ordinary teenager. For D-News, I'm Courtney Thomas.
Did you know Drexel had a top 20 men's lacrosse team? I sat down with one of the team captains, Aaron Prosser. Hi, I'm Sloan Spurlock for DUTV. I'm sitting down today with Aaron Prosser, a lacrosse player here at Drexel. How did you get started playing lacrosse?
Well, a friend of mine was from New York. I'm actually from Portland, Oregon, so he was the only kid I knew from New York, and he just gave me a stick one day and was like, hey, you should play this. And I said, all right, that sounds good. And then I just played it, and it was awesome, and I didn't stop from there.
Why did you choose lacrosse?
It was a new game out there. It was kind of new, a little alternative, something new. So I stuck with that. It was kind of cool because, basketball, football, soccer, dominated, what everyone wanted to do. So I just went with something different. And it was really fun, just, enjoyable, very enjoyable.
What do you love and hate about the sport?
I don't really know if I hate anything about it, but I enjoy that there's contact, and there's also just, I like playing soccer, so it's very similar to soccer, but also had the components of a little bit of football and, just a little bit of, aggression, which was good.
Why did you decide to come to Drexel?
To play lacrosse, actually. Otherwise, I would not probably be out on the East Coast, but I got an offer from the coach. I came out here, never been to Philadelphia, and just went with it.
So you were drafted by the Denver Outlaws. What are your thoughts and how are you feeling?
Super excited. Did not plan that at all. I had no idea that was going to happen. It was just really awesome for the opportunity. I'm just really excited for it. Just excited to keep playing lacrosse outside college.
What are your aspirations?
I'm going to keep playing lacrosse for as long as I can, and then I'm going to try and get a job at Nike. Because from Oregon, and Nike's in my backyard, and I've always loved Nike, so I'm going to go work for Nike. I grew up with it. It's just I just grew up sports and Nike. That's what I want. So I have no idea what I'm going to do there.
Do you have any advice for younger athletes who hope to play D1 lacrosse?
Just keep working hard. That's all it is. Buy into what you're doing and just get after it. It's the only way to do it. Be the best at it. Work hard at it.
Nobody beats us in our house. Here we go.
Drexel reporter Mike Giovingo used to walk by a fencing school each day and wonder what it was like. So one day he went in and got a lesson he will never forget.
In fencing, there are 3 different choices of weapons to compete with. Meet Patrick Mifflin, a coach at the Fencing Academy of Philadelphia.
Each weapon kind of has its own style and personality. There's saber, which is a cutting weapon, there's foil, which is a thrusting weapon, but those are only to specific target areas on the body, and there's the third weapon, epee, which you can hit anywhere on the entire body.
Fencing weapons also seem to have a rich history, filled with duels and fights for honor.
They all have different historical origins. Foil is the main dueling weapon in duels that are like of a big significance and honor. So the target area is only the torso, and you have to hit with the point of the weapon. Epee is another point weapon, however its historical origins from duels that were of lesser significance. Therefore only blood was necessary to satisfy honor. Therefore epee's target area is the entire body. And saber is the last weapon. It's derived from cavalry. So the target area is from the waist up, as though the person were on a horse. And you can hit with the entire length of the blade and including the point.
Not sure I'm ready to spill blood, but I'm intrigued by the workout potential.
No, it combines many important aspects of sports, like both anaerobic and aerobic capacity, as well as flexibility and strength. But it also is a very cerebral sport. It's just like tennis or other one-on-one sports, it's very technically oriented. But there's a rich interplay of tactics of trying to understand what your opponent's trying to do and what you're trying to do. So if you're really looking for a great workout and a multifaceted sport that is both intellectually stimulating, I think fencing's where it's at.
For decades now, Olympic committees seem to agree that fencing is where it's at.
And modern fencing, we refer to what is competed in the Olympics. Fencing's been in every modern Olympics, okay? Only 5 sports can make that claim. And we fence foil, epee, and saber. And the rules are a little bit different. Fundamentally, they're all the same. Hit without being hit. The tactics, the strategy, and then the personality of each weapon really is very different. So eventually, the weapon chooses the student.
And the weapon can choose students of any age.
I like to start kids at least at 8. The way we teach, they have to be drilling with a partner. So they have to have this idea of cooperation to learn the skills with a partner. And that sense begins at around age 8, and the concentration and discipline necessary for the skill development starts around then. You can also start at 70. I think my oldest beginner was 72. And one of my members is 90. And he fences 2-3 days a week, so it's a lifetime sport.
The Fencing Academy of Philadelphia holds classes Monday through Thursday and on Saturdays.
For D News, I'm Mike Giovingo. Getting to the point.
One of our D News cameraman, Sam, has a very interesting brother. Jake Moskowitz has a passion for glass blowing. Julie Grinberg reports.
I'm Jake Moskowitz, and I'm a glass blower from East Brunswick, New Jersey. Welcome to my shop. Started with the bead making when I was 16, and then had the little studio set up in the garage when I figured out what I was doing. Actually, it was first in the upstairs bedroom. We stopped the upstairs bedroom glass blowing sessions when I actually blew up a Snapple bottle. I don't know what the deal is, but nobody said, hey, maybe you shouldn't use a blowtorch in the upstairs bedroom. Thinking about it now, yeah, it probably was a pretty terrible idea, but you win some, you lose some. We didn't burn the house down. That was college application time and the normal flow of a young teenager in central New Jersey, and applied to schools that had glass blowing programs. Ended up at Cleveland Institute of Art. The most important thing I learned from going to college probably was just to go for it, just pursue it, just go after it, and if you can't do it, figure out a way to make it happen. No excuses. Be the best or don't do it at all. I don't really like to use that word artist. The word artist comes with certain connotations that I don't necessarily like. But I almost would describe myself more of as a maker a material junkie, if you may. From the time I graduated college to now, the biggest progression, quite honestly, is I've learned how to figure out how to make a little bit of money. I went to art school to make art, and you don't really necessarily worry about making money. I guess I'm in the business of custom manufactured glassware. Well, I'm shipping all over the place. New Jersey, California, you ship all over the place. You gotta make a very big batch of different types of things. Jewelry, pendants, earrings, bracelets. I make kitchen things like wine goblets, coffee makers, forks, knives, accessories. I will pretty much make anything that you approach me with saying, hey, can you make this? I may say yes, I may say no, but probably yes. For me, glass blowing has stuck the strongest because it's got the most thrill attached to it, but the process is so fun. You're either whipping around a giant glob of 2300 degree glass, or you're melting a teeny or huge or whatever you want over the torch. I love it. I don't know, it's really fun. It's just every day it's something different. The top secret information regarding glass blowing is to be calm, cool, collected, and never get stressed out, because glass is the most temperamental material you can work with. And if you want to find out more information about your recently new friend, check out more information about what I do. You can find me on Facebook at JMG Studios.
Voices were combining in sweet harmony on Drexel's campus. The occasion? A cappella night.
It was a night of a cappella singing on campus, and 3 Drexel a cappella groups took the stage at Stein Auditorium. The music night benefits the Save a Child's Heart organization. First up were the Kleptomaniacs.
I mean, first of all, we're a brand new group. We're a big group too. There's 17 members right now. So the biggest challenge is just getting everyone to focus. I say, guys, let's do this right now. And it takes like 5 minutes for everyone to get into focus. But once we start singing, just magic happens.
Then, the all-girls Troublemakers took the stage. Later, it was time for Drexel's longest tenure a cappella group, 8 to the Bar. Started at Drexel 16 years ago, the group was formed to sing barbershop quartet songs to girls on Valentine's Day.
The biggest challenge of 8 to the Bar so far has been being satisfied. And I don't mean being satisfied like we haven't been doing well enough, but we're never satisfied. We always want to do better.
All 3 groups are looking for new members. For D-News, I'm Mylene Bui.
There's a Philly landmark with a lot of spirit just 15 minutes from campus. Wedge Wegman reports.
Laurel Hill Cemetery is a 78-acre National Historic Landmark located only about 5 miles from University City. It's more than just a place to mourn the dead. It's a unique place to celebrate life.
You're standing in the middle of 1836. Laurel Hill Cemetery was founded about 2 decades before Central Park, and aside from being a cemetery, it was also a place of respite where you could stroll, where you could picnic, where you could visit with people. It was always a place for the living as well as for the dead.
The cemetery is home to over 11,000 monuments and permanently houses some very interesting people.
One of the people who's here, who's very interesting, is Henry Sabert. If you need to visit him, he's not down there. He's actually up in an urn. He was cremated. He is probably most well known for his establishment of the Sabert Commission over at the University of Pennsylvania, where he paid for scientists to actually investigate spiritual phenomena. He was convinced that spiritualism was a real thing, so he got together some of the best researchers in the city and probably in the world at that time to investigate everything from table wraps to spiritual photography. Everything was proved to be false, and the members of the commission were so ashamed and sort of sad that they couldn't prove what he wanted, that they waited until after he died to publish their scathing report.
You don't have to be a spirit to enjoy the cemetery. Laurel Hill hosts many social events, including their young adult group, the Young Friends of Laurel Hill.
The Young Friends is part of the Friends of Laurel Hill Cemetery, and we raise money to take care of everything that you see here. So we do everything from Quizzo to coffin craft nights to ghost stories in the cemetery. At the end of April, we will be doing the Philadelphia Science Festival, and we will actually be doing the science of zombies. We'll be here with Dr. Schlossman, who's the author of the Zombie Autopsies, and we'll be doing everything from brain dissections to a zombie body part scavenger hunt. You can come at the end of the night and learn the Thriller dance.
And every Halloween, Laurel Hill comes alive.
Halloween is actually one of our busiest times of the season. We do everything from nighttime walking tours to ghost hunts. Our Halloween flashlight tours, we take you through the cemetery with a guide. And this year we'll actually be doing a live performance where our spirits will come back from the dead and actually tell you their tales themselves.
If you enjoy Bones and Stones as much as they do, Laurel Hill is always looking for fresh blood to join their enthusiastic volunteers.
If you're interested in getting involved with Laurel Hill, you can visit us on our website or just send us an email.
For DNews, I'm Wedge Wegman.
The first Friday of every month is a time for local artists to show their stuff in Old City. Melissa Futanea has more.
Hi, I'm Melissa Fontanella. I'm here in Old City for a free monthly event called First Fridays. It has been bringing the art community together since 1991. We're stopping at the Porch Light exhibit, designed to lift individuals and their neighborhoods.
We engage with various individuals in communities, collaborate with them, and then generate beautiful art that stays in their community for decades. And we address issues such as trauma, substance use challenges, war, refugee and immigration status, and a number of other challenging behavioral health issues.
Porch Light has a Drexel connection.
Drexel University is one of our main partners, and through Drexel, we are working with the 11th Street Family Health Services of Drexel University, and that's where we host our weekly workshops with Porch Light participants.
Then we stopped at live painting with Philip Adams. He is a studio artist and has been working with murals for about 10 years. The painting he was working on was of a girl named Maya.
We're all talking about like what could represent you, and some kids were like talking about like butterflies and different things, and Maya was like kind of quiet for a bit and was very pensive, and at one moment was just like, I'd be a Bengal tiger. And it had this like very profound, beautiful quality of like, she's such a nice person, and just like the ferocity of a Bengal tiger, but also like, it's like the gentleness that some of the qualities of a cat can be. And like, I don't know, it was a very poignant moment. So that's what this piece is.
The next First Friday exhibit will take place in Old City on April 5th. Philadelphia is full of history, culture, and art. Come to First Friday in Old City to see exhibits and galleries. For DNews, I'm Melissa Fontanella.
Finally tonight, Drexel Design met Project Runway. Shuang Lin was there.
The Drexel campus activity recently invited Christopher Paulo, a finalist of Project Runway Season 10. At first, he spoke about education frustration.
So I didn't get into FIT. You guys are like, what the hell did you do? I had to go to community college, which, I mean, being in, having something that you definitely want to do you need to be in, this school. Like, if you want to be a dancer or a musician, and you're trying for Juilliard, you need to be in Juilliard. You need to do that for yourself. And if you want to be a fashion designer, Parsons, FIT, like, you need to be there. You can't really get the same out of a community school.
After community college, he applied to FIT again, and this time he got in.
But the classes that I had while at FIT, it was fabulous. It was like pattern making, draping, sewing, fashion illustration, like English, math, and social studies. Like, I can't even deal with. But like these classes, they really they brought out my talent and they taught me a lot. And I drew well before school, but I drew even better after school. And
he worked as an intern for Vera Wang and did design for American Eagle. Later, he applied for Project Runway and waited a long time before hearing back.
When I applied, it was months before that. And like literally, it's just like waking up every day like, are they gonna pick me or are they not gonna pick me? And then now it's like, I'm accepted. Oh my God, I have to do a challenge. Like, it would never stopped. It was just craziness, and it was stressful, and it was fun, which was weird.
Christopher ended the night with some insight into the popular TV show.
So I mean, you either have to be a bitch or be funny or you just have to fit those character roles, really, and they're looking for someone real. Like, you're not trying to be a bitch, you're not trying to be funny. I'm just funny.
Students we spoke with were impressed.
I love Christopher so much. I was a huge fan of him throughout Project Runway, and I really enjoyed everything that he put out. I was really sad when he didn't win. I really enjoyed his last collection, and it was really interesting to hear from his perspective how he was doing in the show, and his favorite looks and his least favorite, and what kind of happened behind the scenes. It was really interesting to hear about the rest of the designers, and he was so funny. It was a really good time.
For D News, I'm Shuang Lin.
That's a wrap for this episode of D News. Look for us online and come join us spring term. I'm Sloan Spurlock. Thanks for watching.
The production of D News has been made possible with the generous support of the Cal and Lucille Redman Institute for Entertainment Industry Studies, the Office of University Communications, and the Antoinette Westphal College of Media Arts and Design.